It's no surprise that what we believe to be true drives our thoughts and actions. Beliefs are often closely tied to the core of our being, not only how we see ourselves, but how we present to others. But what do you do when you encounter a belief which is negatively impacting others on your team? How do you notice when your own core beliefs might be the culprit? In a previous article, we looked at how the blind spot of differing views of success can lead to misalignment on a team. It's similar here with one's core beliefs, but possibly more difficult to correct because of how entrenched beliefs become embedded in our mental operating system. Core beliefs come in all shapes and sizes, woven together, based on the evidence our brains collect, and then translated into our ultimate truth. When our experiences and observations solidify as core beliefs, they manifest in both our behaviors and our expectations of others. Over time, if we don't consciously re-evaluate our core beliefs, we may not be able to see how they have become outdated and hurting us. A common blind spot in the workplace: outdated core beliefs are the actions people take or ways they behave, because an underlying belief used to work for them, but doesn't anymore. It's important to put emphasis on the word outdated. At one point, these beliefs may have held great value. They may have brought you success in one phase of your career. But if they have become outdated, they create a gap between your intentions and impact. It's like trying to run Windows 95 on a Microsoft Surface. It just won't work, which begs the question, is it possible to update your beliefs? And if so, how do you even begin the process? Reframing beliefs. First, it's important to acknowledge we can't control what people believe. This should be obvious, but it's still worth saying. Even so, we have to recognize how our own core beliefs not only impact ourselves, but those around us and even the company itself. Second, we're not talking about changing anyone's beliefs in a way which doesn't allow them to be their authentic selves. This isn't about imposing beliefs on others. I'm talking about is the core beliefs that they themselves want to examine, since they realize that they are hindering their effectiveness at work, in their collaborations, their co-workers, and even how they view themselves in the work environment. With these core beliefs, there are ways to expose when it's become outdated and causing unintended conflict. I'll be really frank, the blind spots caused by outdated core beliefs are some of the toughest to expose. Because beliefs are so tightly connected to our own identities, it can feel like a form of self-betrayal to question our own beliefs. Many people are reluctant to do it. I'll be really frank, the blind spots caused by outdated core beliefs are some of the toughest to expose. Because beliefs are so tightly connected to our own identities, it can feel like a form of self-betrayal to question our own beliefs. Many people are reluctant to do it. Therefore, it's about leading your mind to the proof you need to reframe the beliefs that no longer serve you and make room for new beliefs that do serve you. Generally speaking, our core beliefs are imprinted into our subconscious minds without scrutiny. Often, when we're young, our brains love patterns and predictability. They're constantly scanning for patterns and proof that form a foundation upon which we build our beliefs. That's why we don't really understand why we're behaving a certain way. No surprise then when the people around us don't understand it either. They may just notice something is off about us, but they don't know why or where it's coming from. And since they can't read our minds, this can develop into frustration on their end. Core beliefs are so rooted into our subconscious that they can feel like unchangeable personality traits or instinctual behaviors. When we see success after success by following these beliefs, it becomes even more difficult to see a need for change. The process of reframing core beliefs requires a lot of introspection. Sometimes, this is easiest to achieve by playing a game with yourself, where you list out your beliefs about work and then question all of them. That is, with each belief you list, you ask yourself, why do I believe this to be true? If you're detailed with the responses, you can start to identify some of the patterns. Did the belief actually result in a successor in conflict? Did it work 10 years ago? How about last month? when you are forced to provide proof for your beliefs. It quickly exposes where they might be outdated, without negating the good they did for you in the past. If you can't identify any proof for your belief at all, then it should be a red flag that it's outdated and in need of an upgrade or full replacement. Once you've identified which beliefs might be outdated, you should get feedback from others. Maybe you're being too hard on yourself, or maybe one of your core beliefs you thought you had proof for crumbles under a fresh perspective. Either way, you will have whittled away at your list, finding your up-to-date beliefs, and more importantly, the ones in desperate need of upgrading. Most of the time, they don't need a simple upgrade to a new version. They need to be uninstalled and replaced with new beliefs. For example, let's say one of the outdated beliefs you've identified sounds something like "I work harder than everyone else." In the past, this core belief maybe helped you earn a reputation as a star member of the team. But over time, the belief can acquire a new tone, a bitter one that sounds more like "no one works around here but me."